At the airport, my brother waved his first class ticket like a trophy. Then he held out mine with 2 fingers. Economy, don't complain. This is all you can handle. I didn't argue. I just placed my ID on the scanner. The agent looked at her screen, then at me, then she called a supervisor. And my brother's smile disappeared. This trip was for my parents' 40th anniversary. Dad had been talking about Hawaii for years. My brother Danny offered to book everything. He runs a car dealership and loves throwing money around when people are watching. I work as an electrician, steady work, but Danny's never respected it. To him, if you don't wear a suit, you don't matter. When Danny sent the itinerary, I noticed he booked himself and his wife Leah in first class. Me and my girlfriend Bryn in economy. I called him about it. It's a 5-hour flight, Danny. You couldn't book us the same cabin. First class is expensive, bro. You're welcome that I even covered your flights. I offered to pay my own way. You said you had it handled, and I did. You're flying to Hawaii for free. Sit down and be grateful. I let it go because I didn't want to ruin Dad's trip. But I want to be clear about something. I'm not struggling. I've been an electrician for 9 years. Utility companies can track me across 3 states. I'm on a plane 6 times a month. I just don't talk about it because I don't need applause every time I do well. Danny wouldn't understand that. At the airport, Danny made a show of it. Walked up to the counter, waving his boarding pass like a flag. Leah was already posting pictures of their lounge pass. Then Danny held my ticket out with 2 fingers like it was dirty. Economy. Don't complain. This is all you can handle. He said it loud enough for the people behind us to hear. Bryn squeezed my hand. My mom pretended she didn't hear it. Dad looked at the floor. I took the ticket. Didn't say a word. Then I stepped up to the counter and placed my ID on the scanner. The agent looked at her screen, then at me, then back at the screen. Her face changed completely. Sir, I'm going to need a moment. She picked up a phone and spoke quietly. Danny was standing behind me. What did you do? Get flagged? A supervisor walked over, looked at the screen, then at me, then smiled. Sir, your diamond status qualifies you and 1 guest for an automatic upgrade to our premium suite cabin. That's above first class. Danny's face went white. I turned to him. I fly 6 times a month for work, Danny. I've had diamond status for 2 years. He stared at me. You never said anything. You never asked. You were too busy handing me economy tickets like I was a stranger. The agent upgraded me and Bryn to the premium suite. 2 seats that fold into full beds, private partition, meal service with actual silverware. The look on Bryn's face was worth every mile I'd ever earned. Danny and Leah were 3 rows back in first class, which suddenly didn't look so impressive. At the gate, Danny tried to play it off. Must be nice getting free upgrades while the rest of us actually pay. You gave me a free economy seat and held it out like you were handing change to a stranger in front of our parents on Dad's anniversary trip. You didn't want to treat me like family, so the airline did it for you. He didn't respond to that. On the plane, the flight attendant brought me champagne before takeoff. Danny watched from his seat. I didn't look back. When we landed in Hawaii, Dad pulled me aside at baggage claim. How long have you had that flight status? About 2 years, and you never said anything to Danny. Never rubbed it in. No, because I don't need to prove anything to anyone. He's the one who needs everyone to see what he's got. Dad went quiet for a moment, then he said something that changed everything. He booked your mother and me in economy too. Did you know that? I didn't. He told us first class was sold out. I looked at him. Your own son lied about seat availability on your 40th anniversary trip so he could sit in first class while you sat in the back. Dad didn't say anything else. He just nodded like something he'd been wondering about for a long time had finally been confirmed. I walked back to the counter and used my miles to upgrade both my parents for the return flight. First class. Both of them. Didn't tell Danny. If this story hit you the way it hit me, just tap that subscribe button right below this video. I've got more coming. The last night of the trip, Dad made a toast at dinner. 40 years with your mother. I don't need fancy seats or big rooms. I just need my family to treat each other right. He looked directly at Danny when he said it. Danny stared at his plate. On the flight home, my parents sat in first class, upgraded with my miles. I sat in the premium suite. Danny sat in his original first class seat, the one he'd been so proud of. He didn't waive his ticket this time.